Welcome. My name is Diana Fisher, VP of Pre-College Education at the System Dynamics Society. I would like to talk to you about the systems thinking assessment questions that the System Dynamics Society Pre-College Leadership Group collected and curated over the past 3 years. There were many people involved in this process, some of whom are listed on this slide. The main reason we collected these questions is that there is insufficient research being conducted on the value that systems thinking, but especially system dynamics, brings to pre-college student learning. The preponderance of assessment questions used in different disciplines in pre-college education are not sufficient for our needs. They do not usually focus on systems concepts. One of the first things we needed to do was to understand the hierarchy of systems thinking concepts and then collect and/or create systems thinking and system dynamics assessment questions appropriate for pre-college students. Of course, these systems thinking and system dynamics questions need to be validated, but there are very few pre-college teachers using our version of systems thinking with a focus on system dynamics in the classroom. Moreover, it's extremely difficult to gain access to the teachers we find using system dynamics. Finally, systems thinking and system dynamics is not a short-term instructional strategy. The most power comes from using systems thinking and system dynamics over the entire year of instruction, so research should be planned accordingly. In our 3-year process, we gathered assessment questions that were used in pre-college classes and/or to train pre-college teachers. We also developed a 7-level hierarchy of systems thinking, system dynamics concepts. We made several passes weeding out questions that were not worded well or did not seem directly applicable to systems thinking or system dynamics. Then we made several passes using multiple groups of educators, determining the systems thinking, system dynamics level that each question was trying to address. Finally, a group of 6 researchers in Turkey conducted validation analysis of several subsets of the questions. This slide shows the titles of the 7-level hierarchy of systems thinking and system dynamics concepts. On the right, it shows how many questions we have now that address concepts at each level. I have found artificial intelligence, actually large language models, very helpful in constructing additional assessment questions at levels C, D, E, and G. One of the issues we continue to face is how to gain access to more systems thinking and system dynamics pre-college classrooms. Our group decided to make these questions available for free to researchers who are conducting research at the pre-college level. Here is the link to fill out a Google form to request access. Now I would like to show you 2 sample questions. This is an example of a level B multiple choice question. The graph of the flow is given. The stock flow diagram is given. The question is to determine the general shape of the stock. In this slide, the student is asked to look at the stock flow diagram of a calcium homeostatic process in the human body. There is 1 feedback loop shown. The student is to determine the type of feedback shown and explain why it is that type of feedback. The correct answer is also provided for each question. Thank you.